Righty. Hello, hello. Alright, 1 second. Bit of a late stream here today. I didn't go to bed till like 3 in the morning last night. I woke up pretty late. Had a bunch of stuff I had to do before I started this. But here we are. All right. So, yesterday I looked into the geometry component stuff, or geometry collection component, and I wasn't able to find like an easy way to do that. So I'm gonna put that on the back burner on list of problems that we need to solve. But one thing that kind of sticks out like a sore thumb is our combat animations are kind of all over the place, and honestly it all just like, excuse me, it all just comes down to fixing the montages. So like we have a bunch of these here, right? We pretty much just want to change them all to use the newer style of casting. A lot of this is going to be going in and changing that up. We're also going to be designing some abilities because some need to get replaced. One of them being eruption. Like I had an idea of like basically like some classes would be able to like buff themselves up and then do shit with it, but I think that I'm going to pretty much like slam these into the passive trees instead. I think they're better suited there, and I'll keep all the radial like menu stuff as like actives. Self-casting like buffs and everything is just something that kind of slows down gameplay a bit, and that's kind of the opposite effect that we want. I'd rather have like proactive and reactive gameplay than something that's just pretty much neutral. So yeah. Actually, don't know how loud this is. This is the current animation that we have that we're going to be switching everything to. Basically like the wind up, then the punch itself. Like that. So I'm pretty much just going to be copying this over to the other animations. If it lets me. Come on, don't autoplay. Cross punch unedited. I wonder if I could just bring up the menu here. Just put up another content browser. Montages. We might redo this again at some point, but as of right now, just preparing for playtesting, we kind of just want to get ready for that. One thing I have to be very careful of is I have to make sure that the cast right here, currently we're going off of like frames with and notifies. This is going to get changed later on, but right now I have to make sure that every cast starts at frame 711 So we're going to be taking Anim Notifies and moving them to that point right there. So for Ignite, we're going to move this guy all the way over to roughly about 711. I don't know if we can. No, we can. Let's say. There we go. So the color of the rings as well that get cast here are also going to get changed to match the flash tree color. I don't know if we'll get to that today, but we're going to try to. Why did that sound like it had like attenuation or something? That was weird. Going here. 711. Yeah, some of these abilities are super, super old. So they're going to get removed in future patches. Now this ability right here is something that actually spawns on the player and expands out. So this is actually kind of like a unique instance of there's going to have to be a completely different animation for this, and I haven't really figured out what that would be. So I'm not going to touch that for now. That's something I'm probably going to test off stream. So that is the Pyromancy tree done. Yeah, these are a bunch of old animations before we created all the abilities and stuff. Late night stream. Yeah, I wasn't able to stream earlier. I was out doing stuff. But gotta get something done today. My favorite streamer. Whoa. Oh, this is actually, let me put a note for this. Because this is something else I gotta change. Our utility abilities are not actually moved over to the new combat system, so I need to do that. Apparently this actually just instantly casts. But it won't be too difficult to change that up. Don't lie to him, we know who your favorite is. True. Okay. Now we just got not Tempest, Druid. Yeah, Clarity is another one that's going to get cut completely. I think it's actually already cut because the tag I'm using here is Detonate, so I must have taken it out. Oh yeah, I only pay in cash. This is another ability where going to require a unique animation. I think all earthbending abilities are going to use something different. I'm gonna put in some placeholders though. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch the forms. Bird form's getting taken out, or at least disabled next playtest. It's way too broken. Combat. That was weird. It actually doesn't look too bad. Some of the abilities need to get adjusted for like radius and shit. I think I need to add more impulse onto some of the abilities. This one didn't really move at all, it kind of just cracked. Which is actually kind of a problem. Because I don't know if this goes into sleep unless it's actually like technically on the ground. So I don't think this actually ever gets removed. I think I want to add like a timer on it though. That actually automatically removes debris from this after like 8 seconds. Maybe even sooner. Go to that wind shift ability and change that up. Oh, also, side note here, if you are using engine 5.4 or update 5.4 and your content browser keeps opening like outside of the dock here, you just go into your default game .ini and you change add packs to false. I don't know why that fixes it, but it does. Alright, where's our utility? Yeah, this guy here. So this was like one of the first abilities made, I think within like the first 30 days of development, and I have not opened this class probably since December. So this actually needs a pretty big revamp. When I say a pretty big revamp, it's almost guaranteed to be completely revamped. I'm probably gonna have to make a I think this gameplay ability is probably just gonna go away entirely, and everything's gonna get moved over to the spawn actor. And what I'll do is I'll change the way this works to work just like a spell. Hey, I'm new here. What are you doing exactly? Right now we are converting our combat system from something where like abilities spawned like instantly to a projectile based system. So I can kind of show you one of the things we're changing right now. So there's currently an ability in the game where it basically teleports you to the location that you put down here, but it's doing it instantly. What we're going to change it to is something where the character actually shoots out like a projectile, and where it lands is where they're going to teleport to. A majority of these like abilities here that had these like this radius to it, these were all like instant cast, like there was no delay or anything. They would just spawn there. But we decided to move everything over to something that had counterplay, and the best way to do that was to make it projectile based. So there was like a small delay to where you can react to it. I'm going to be creating a new spell soon. Yeah. Pretty cool. It's a Friday night. I was doing a late stream, trying to get a couple things done before tomorrow. What's your background with Unreal? So I've been working with Unreal for probably about like 2 years at this point, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less. Hard to keep track. I made a bunch of different projects, but this is probably the longest tenured project so far. This is also the one that has required the most amount of work, because we're implementing a new framework that I have not used before. Yes, so I think we need to make a, excuse me, a projectile based spell. Just make a child class of it. Yeah, I mean, I mainly stream to help people out and give other developers like a reference on possible solutions to stuff that they're trying to make. I'm not saying I do everything the perfect way, but no matter what, I'll figure out a way to do something. So this is going to be a utility. Junior game dev, and I'm making my first project with Unreal. I'd love to learn more about the this engine. So I have a Discord. I don't know even if it's like a community one. It's actually kind of just a place where I post like all the documentation I found like super helpful in there. So if you wanted to like grab all the links in there and like leave the Discord, it's totally cool with me. It's usually what a lot of people do. So there's stuff in there for pretty much like any type of like archetype of game that you want to make, whether it be like RTS, FPS, like puzzle games, all that kind of shit. Kind of gives you like a guideline on what to do. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is probably overriding our activate spell, and what that's going to allow us to do is all our move function that will teleport our player. In the future, I'll probably add like a particle effect or something when the teleportation starts, but we're not too concerned with that right now. Let's go here, grab this activate spell, toss this into protected. I don't think we need anything else here. I'm making a student project, but I can't use other assets than the ones made by my team, but I'm always open to learn more. Yeah, a lot of it isn't like asset-based stuff. It's more so like just helpful documentation on like coding and how to design the architecture of your game to make it easier. There's also a bunch of documentation there on like creating certain features and how other people did it. So yeah, it's stuff that I've like read before and found really informative. We actually want this here. Okay, this is just grabbing it from the target that we placed down. So, I mean, we're going to need this, but we're just going to have to change what it does. And we're not going to do current actor info. We are going to go off of the owner of this ability, though. We actually only want to do any of this if owner is valid. Location would be the actual location of where this projectile stops. So actually we could probably do get actor location might be all right. Okay, I was wondering how to use the game mode or the game state. Can I use it like a singleton? Your project looks so complete at the moment. Oh man, my project is a bit chaotic. There's a lot of refactoring I need to do. There's a lot of abilities that aren't being used anymore in this like section here, so I need to go in and change it. But when you say singleton, could you elaborate on that? Because the game mode and the game state are both like really powerful, and they have access to a lot of stuff, especially if you're making like multiplayer games. Rotation, we actually don't want to use active rotation. We kind of just want to set a default rotation for this. We could just do F rotator 0. Oh, like a class where I can store stuff to access them everywhere in the project. Yeah, I mean, game state, you can do that for sure. Game mode is a little bit harder, but honestly, it really depends on if you're making a single player project or multiplayer. Because with multiplayer, the server or the listen server or dedicated server will have access to that information, whereas like clients do not, or they don't have as much access to it, is what I should say. Single player, yeah, I mean, you can use the game state. The game instance might even be better, because game instance allows you to do world traveling, and you're able to retain data through world travel, which is really useful. The thing with game state and game mode, they both get reset whenever you traverse to a new world. Yeah, that's fine. Is it like linked to the level? Yes. So game state and game mode are both linked to the level that they're made in, and they both reset, but game instance is like the actual like executable file of the game, so that won't get reset until the application closes. So what people will do is well, I mean, what I did in my games was I would store stuff to the game instance, and then when the level loads, I would basically just grab that data and then populate, or like use that data to populate variables back onto my character. Or like in like really important stuff like the game state. So like if I had like a day counter or something where it's like, okay, the character started on Monday, we're gonna go to sleep and wake up the next day, and it'll be like a different setting. You're able to store like the current day on the game instance, and then when the character goes to like a new world or something, it will retain that data. Activate spell actually needs a little bit here. The name says it all. Yeah, it's an instance of the actual game. What's our super doing? Maybe it's a level lower that we actually do this. Yes, it is. Which is actually kind of weird. This should be here in this one. So this is where like refactoring comes into play. There's like a couple things I definitely need to move. For sure. These two probably can get relocated. Actually, this one for sure. This one I might not, because this this type of ability will not need the spell mesh visible. Projectile movement is not... Oh, okay. No, just this. And I'm using Rider. Is it a better choice of visual? So honestly, comes down to preference. I absolutely shit on Visual Studio all the time. But I love it. So it's like a love-hate relationship, even though like Visual Studio sometimes actually just tries to sabotage me. For instance, if I do like this, sometimes what will happen is I'll highlight one of these, and you know, typically you just press tab and it autofills, right? But there's this really weird bug where sometimes it'll highlight for a second and then it will unhighlight it, because I think like IntelliSense is trying to catch up, and when it unhighlights and I press tab, it just like fucking like just shifts my code. And that, man, that just tilts me so much. Dude, I hate IntelliSense, but I love it at the same time because it lets me know when I'm making a really bad mistake. It also makes it so I don't have to memorize every function name. Why is this here? This is what I mean about like refactoring. So if we are hiding the spell on activation, actually, the mesh is already hidden by default. So we'll just check and see if we need this. We also won't need to call any of this unless the mesh is visible. In Rider, their auto includes and quick refactoring is so useful, especially with Unreal for forward declaration and stuff. Yes, very much so. I mean, there is like quick refactoring and like other tools similar to that in Visual Studio, but sometimes it's just so fucking slow. Not gonna lie. Kind of disappointing, but shit happens. Alright. One of these days off stream, I'm gonna go through and fix all this shit. Because it looks like a fucking train hit it. So... activate spell gets called when the projectile hits something. Actually need this. Maybe these classes are more similar than I originally anticipated. That's okay. We can fix it. I'll eat concentrate, your code looks clean so far. Oh no, you're fine, you're fine. We're kind of just like, just chilling. No pressure. I'm just here to talk, to help people. And yeah, just do some like really laid back coding. Nothing crazy. Collision comp, I believe that's a sphere. I'm not using capsule on this. Yes, okay. That is our custom collision that is located inside our invoker folder. Projectile movement components. I feel like this should be located in the base projectile. No? It is. Oh, but I see why we're not doing it. Yeah, I just gotta clean this up. There's so much refactoring I have to do tomorrow. Do I really need to check every pointer like the get world or gengine? To be safe, yes. Because you never, like, you really never want to run the risk of, like, something crashing because of that. I don't think it would ever happen, but if it does, it's better to be safe than sorry, because it only takes one person that has a very short fuse to go on to, like, Steam reviews, or someone that's really pissed off in QA to complain about a problem in your code. So yeah, in the off chance that that actually happens, yeah. You and me both. I understand your pain. All right, so where does activate spell get called here? Holy shit. Okay, so what that's actually telling me is that it is called in this class here. No. Okay. It's linked up to the overlaps. Yeah, maybe these are like really similar. Maybe I should just make a child class of this. But there's like a bunch of shit I don't need in this. You're doing your project in full C++ or blueprints? I use blueprints for anything to where I need to tweak variables really fast. All the actual functionality is written in C++, but I mean, for instance, like this float right here, I don't want to go in and like change this like 15 different times to like tweak it to the right value and like just keep recompiling. So stuff like this I will put as either edit defaults only or edit anywhere if I'm doing debugging like at runtime. A lot of the stuff is edit anywhere because I do a lot of debugging at runtime. And I like to quickly go through and adjust things. Eventually I will change those back to edit defaults only. I don't make actual game plan blueprints? No. Now, to be fair, blueprints are pretty quick, and they have increased like the performance of them, but I just find coding more fun. People say like, you know, you're prototyping, why not just do it all in blueprints? And I'm like, I just really don't want to. Blueprints is definitely a lot faster though. Or, I mean faster to like prototype and create stuff. Some of these I actually don't remember why I wrote it that way. But yeah, we're just gonna steal this real quick over to our other guy. I'm just gonna override this too. We do not need a U function on an override, so we're safe. I'm like you, I love coding, even if it will be 10 times faster in blueprints. Yeah, you know, like, coding is like, your favorite pair of, like, jeans. They may be, like, worn out and shit, but you're just comfortable in them. So you're gonna wear them more often than anything else. Also, I log pretty much everything. I cannot tell you how many times I ran into an issue where I was like, fuck, at what point during my game mode did this happen? It's really important. And then I can look in my, like, in my logs, or during like a play test, if there's a crash, I can see like what was the last function called in my logs, and it's just saves me hours upon hours of time. Some of them are pretty useless, like these begin overlap ones, because I think they were here from the beginning. But I'll keep it in during playtesting. Maybe you clean your first class to keep the only important stuff, create a derived class with the added functionality that you want. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So all these functions here, or like all these classes here, I was like taking a completely different approach than I am now with combat. So the spells, like, I was creating like unique base class spells that did a variety of different things. But as I learned more about the gameplay ability system, I was like, oh shit, I actually don't need to do it this way. So a lot of the code that I wrote in the beginning was because I didn't understand the full potential of the gas framework. But now that I do, like, yeah, I'm totally going to go in and pretty much gut all of these and clean it all up. I did that with my base character class, and I went from like, shit, what were we at before? We were at like 5,000 lines, and I was able to remove like 2,000, and I still need to remove more. You can see that I have a bunch of shit commented out from when we were adding in like health bars and shit. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that needs to get refactored. But I'll do it tomorrow. Is what I say every day. Okay, I mean, let's recompile. It should be working as intended. And if not, we just go in and figure out why not. So I found this like really dope music for today. It's like this like lo-fi artist that makes like, I guess like Asian inspired like music, but lo-fi, and it's so relaxing. I think I put in the description who it is. It's like Tenno or something. Yeah, it takes so much time to refactor instead of making actual content for the game. Yeah, and the thing about refactoring is too, like, when I have a feature like done and I'm really happy with it, I'll feel a lot better refactoring that feature, because I know the next phase of improvements to it aren't going to be something where I have to like write entire new classes to create that feature. So when I get to that point with it, refactoring will be a lot easier because I'll know how to structure everything and have it completely organized by that point. And this is what I use blueprints for. If we go into Tempest spells, going to make a utility-based projectile. This is a Tempest ability. I did this so many times the other day. Spell Impact. Spell Trail. The rune. Oh, wait, yeah, hold on. I have like a color code system for classes. And some of them did not get saved because we upgraded. Oh wait, that's the old spell. This. Let me drag and drop this shit here. There we go. Perfect. Model material. We do not need a radial impulse or anything. We are not debugging currently. We don't even know if it works. Explodes. This is another thing that needs to get cut out. This does nothing. Data assets? Oh, my friend. I love data tables. Let's see. My class trees. I store everything, including all ability damage data, all in data tables. And then I store player selected classes here. And then I have something that parses through all of the data tables, pulls out all character attributes, all passive abilities, all active abilities, sorts through them all, applies all modifiers, and then just grants them to all characters. There's 30 abilities currently. Yeah, I love data tables. I will say data, like assets, are better looking. Definitely better looking. But I've just used data tables for so long. And like the thing is, I can export and import these from like an Excel spreadsheet. So if I wanted to make like a third-party program to where I can just like mass produce this kind of data, I'd be able to do so. I actually haven't looked into data assets to see if they have that same capability. Yeah, this is the stuff that you learn when you're a lazy developer like me. So you look for the easiest and like fastest path to getting something done, so you never have to like repeatedly do it. Which is why I make like a lot of functionality super dynamic, so I never have to like go in and hard code anything. Dude, that's the thing. Like, if you're a developer and a good one, you're actually lazy. Because the way you code makes it so you never have to go in and repeatedly copy and paste code for other classes. I'm on engine version 5.4. I actually just upgraded this project from 5.3 because performance gains, animation, I think animation is probably the biggest thing, and they also fixed a couple things with the framework I'm currently using that were really pissing me off. So, all positives. I didn't really run into too many issues with upgrading. I think like I had assets disappear, but it was really easy to replace those. And then Epic Games broke geometry collections again, but I'll go into the I'll find a way to fix them again. I had to find some backward ass way to repair them last time. 5.2 buggy sometimes. Yeah, I developed a small horror game on 5.2, and there was a lot of crashes when dealing with lighting. That's what I remember. So that was not as fun. That's not the correct spell. This is the one I want. Spell mesh is going to be the circle. Projectile movements. 6,000. Collision, I think, is already set within the actual class itself in code. What we have to do now is go in and go to the gameplay ability itself and change it. As a precaution, always duplicate it when you're reparenting. So we're going to be changing this to a spawn actor class since it needs to spawn a projectile. I'm currently working on a post-process blender to easily switch from one another. I encounter so many bugs. Oh no. Yeah. That sounds like torture. I do love messing with post-process shit though. You can make environments look really, really cool with it. Okay. So spawned class wants to be our new wind shift projectile. I think that is everything that we need. It is not a damage on hit ability. We'll see. Oh wait, I didn't change it. Shit. Oh, actually, I kind of fucked up. Let me delete this. What I actually want to do is this one is already put into all the data tables, but I'd rather parent this one to the new shit so I don't have to go in and change it all. It's a game changer. Hey, thank you, I appreciate it. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'm an open book. But have a good night. projectile. That all looks fine and dandy to me. Thanks, you're a nice find. Aw. I don't know why the fuck I just did that, but good night. Late night Friday stream. Yeah, you could tell, because I'm losing my mind. But we're vibing. Oh baby, it fucking works. Look at that shit. I explained this before, but moving this to projectiles is a absolute game changer. There's just so much more setup potential with abilities. I don't know, it just feels really good. It looks like I broke something else though. Look at that. I mean, I know where I broke that. Right here. See, this is where the refactoring thing comes into play. This class in particular is becoming the bane of my existence. So I think like off stream tomorrow I'm gonna go in and just gut this shit. And fix as much stuff as I possibly can. Yeah, I originally made this for the fireball, which is why that spell in particular is like freezing midair. So, all good. Yeah, I'm cleaning this tomorrow. I made up my mind. It'll just be a lot easier to go in and create the rest of the abilities that I need. I think what I actually should do is... Oh man, I don't know if I can though, because I really need to plan like the last set of ability types. And how I'm going to accomplish that. And then once I get that in play, then I'll know that I won't need this anymore for a fact. And then I can go in and gut this. I'm 99% sure I won't need this shit, but like that 1% off chance that there's something in here that I cut that is actually useful is 1% too high. This is live codable. I also gotta find a nice animation for the self-cast abilities. And also the earthbending abilities too. The self-cast ones just don't make sense, because like the dude's like punching in the air, and then like there's like a fucking thing that spawns on top of him. So it just looks super weird. But just the default animation we're using. Gotta come up with a new Niagara system for it. I think I have an animation in mind that I want to use. Yeah, there we go. Back to working. One thing it's not spawning on the ground actually is our the full rune and like the symbol and everything. I will say though, I really do feel or see a difference in terms of like performance in the editor specifically since upgrading to 5.4. Which ones have we not tried yet? Whoa. That broke. Why did that break? Weird. Oh, also, this is still running. That's kind of neat. Why is that still going? What ability was that? It was Blizzard, wasn't it? Yes, it is. The spell expand. Yep. Act radius, spell life, 6 seconds. Interesting. I wonder if it has to do with the gameplay ability and not the spell itself. What is the parent of this? It is a base projectile AoE spell. Okay. So if that's the case, it should be deactivating the trail. Let's clear the log and try that again. See what's getting called. Wrong one. Okay. Base projectile collision comp set on begin overlap. Not active. Spawn impact particles. Impact particles spawned. True. Okay. Ah, this is just for the trail system component. Trail system. Oh, look at that. Okay, it wasn't a bug with the code, it was just a bug with the code error. Which is usually the case. There we go. Now, is Wind Shift a really broken ability? Sort of, kinda. Will I nerf it? Debating it. There's a couple things that I have to really look at with that, because like if the player's CC'd, it shouldn't go off. You know what I mean? But that also creates gameplay that's like super annoying, because like if the particle looks like it's about to impact and like teleport the player, but then like at the like exact second that's happening, if they get like stunned or rooted and it doesn't work, that guy's probably going to drive the Best Buy to get a new keyboard, or order one on Amazon, because I mean shit, that would tilt me. So I may add like a grace period where crowd control effects don't affect it, but then we get the reverse of like, what the fuck, I just CC'd that guy and he was able to essentially blink out. I don't know, something to think about. I also know that Frost Blast not working correctly too. As we go collision, we should be getting a hitbox spawning here. Doesn't appear like we are. Let's check the parent class of this. Yeah, so this is, again, when I was creating like very unique classes because of my lack of knowledge with gas. Let me jot this down in my notes. My generic class that I have for projectiles should basically do everything this is trying to do, but actually have it work correctly. Let's see here. Refactor Frost Blast to new. Projectile. Blast. Yeah, because I mean, what is this one doing? Just expanding? Oh yeah, this some like crazy complicated, or actually it's not complicated, some really dumb math. Super hard coded. Super, look at that, to do hard temporary remove hard code. Yeah, this is all getting gutted. I was like messing with scale rate because what I was trying to do was match the collision volume of Frost Blast to the Niagara effect, which is a fucking stupid ass way of doing it. But this is one of the first abilities I made in the game, along with Fireball. I think in this like very beginning, I had like 5 or 6 abilities that I created off the rip just to test out the product. And I didn't understand, or I didn't know like the structure of abilities that I was going to create. But I now have a way better understanding of it. Yeah, so like that cone shape, I mean, if we open up the blueprint, I basically just have this thing expanding and moving forward to match the exact particles of this, like that. So it's not my best moment. What did I want to do today? Pretty much done. Oh, yeah, hit markers. That's really what I wanted to do. Fuck everything else. So, one of the things currently that's in the game is, we have hit markers for hit scan abilities, which also I kind of want to remove hit scan because it's kind of broken with the current projectile system, but that's something for another day. I want projectiles to have hit marker too. And gas actually gives us a way to do that with gameplay cues. Where is my... Yeah, I was thinking of putting it in base spell so it covers like the whole umbrella of everything. Which I might do. These functions are from a direct targeting system where you would just highlight over somebody with your cursor and it would lock onto them and you're able to like cast abilities onto it or onto them, which was I mean, as you could imagine, not balanced. I already started going through and deleting a bunch of useless code. Gross. Oh man. I will say, gameplay cues are actually one of the things where the majority of it is actually going to be blueprints. Where the hell is my gameplay effects? Probably in the... yeah, here it is. This is actually the first like gameplay cue that I made here. Just like a simple like burn effect. And the only reason I'm in this class right now looking at this is because I'm just getting a reminder on how to activate these. Gameplay cues essentially work by looking at a... these are going to be like gas terms. Looking at a gameplay effect on a character, which essentially you can think of that as like either like a damage over time effect or like direct damage, and it will essentially spawn a visual. One of the visuals you can do is hit markers with sounds, which is what I want to do, but I don't think that this is going to give me a good direction in going for that. Yeah, you know, I hate to say it, but I may have to do a bit of research on the correct way to apply this effect. Because I understand how to do effects for damage over time abilities like this and have it be like Niagara. But with hit markers, it's actually going to be a whole new beast, because you're not spawning a Niagara system. You're actually spawning kind of like a UI component on their screen. So I've actually I have not used gameplay cues to manipulate player UI before. Is it going to be hard to do that? Probably not. Do I know how to do it off the bat? No. But I can figure it out with documentation like this. Where is it? This was like for the first month and a half of development, and sometimes like here and there, this documentation on the gameplay ability system has been fucking phenomenal. It explains everything in like super good detail, and usually provides examples on how to do certain things. A lot of it is demonstrated with like blueprints, and it does give like C++ examples, but I will say the C++ examples aren't like that in depth. So I usually have to go and read through the code within the plugin to figure it out. Yeah. Yeah, so what I'm probably going to do is read through this, because it's been a while since I messed with these, and I won't do much off stream. I'm going to do a little bit of testing, just like a pinch of it, but not too much, because I want to show you guys how to do it. So I'll work through it, find a way, and then share it all with you guys, and we'll implement it tomorrow. I'm actually going to schedule the stream for 11:30 Eastern tomorrow. And yeah, I'll be on then. So probably call it for here. I'm probably gonna go get something to eat and unwind for the day. But with that being said, I hope you all have a great morning, evening, afternoon, or night, and till next time. Peace.